Okay, hello again maths fans. This is another little mini tutorial session on transformations of graphs, and in this part 2 we're going to be looking at some reflections. Now we're given here, as in a lot of these questions, a graph represented by fx, just this nice V shape. Now we're going to first look at what would happen to f of negative x. Now f of negative x, when that's inside the bracket, that is a reflection in the y-axis. So this reflects in the y-axis. The input is changing. Sorry, reflects in the y-axis. So the input is changing. So what would happen is this point here would move over from -3 to 3. And it's a nice V with a gradient there of -1. The gradient here you can see of 1. Let's try and get that right. And I'm just going to label that A to match up with that one. Now, this time I think I'll use a different colour. I've got a nice pink pen here. The negative of the whole function means your output's negative. And what that does is it results in a reflection in the x-axis. So it just flips over, mirrors itself in the x-axis. So you get the output is the negative of the original output. Here we go. Try and do a good job of this. Just take your time when you're drawing these in the exam. You don't want to lose any marks. Make your intention clear. And if you can see that going down there, I'm going to label that as B. So you've seen there the two types of reflections we get. The reflection in the y-axis when the negative is in the bracket, and the reflection in the x-axis when the negative is of the whole function, just outside. Now this one we saw, if you watch the other video, is a translation, and it's a translation.
I don't know that one.
It's a translation which goes in the x direction, but the negative, look at the negative in the bracket. Inside the bracket it works just the opposite. So the negative, so that would be positive direction, 2 to the right, and 0 up or down. So let's look at the original graph. That's going to move 2 to the right. So I'll just get my black pen. I'm trying to colour code this a little bit. So you see the original graph, 2 to the right, 2 steps to the right. Here we go. There we go. And I'm going to call that C. There's a nice little bonus question at the end of this one. Again, this is from Maths Made Easy, a website I'd really recommend. It's asking, when does fx equal f of negative x? So when does the original graph is the same as A? Well, if I look at my original graph, which is here, and graph A, which was the reflection in the y-axis, I notice they meet there. So that is the intersection. So my intersection is at x equals 0, y equals 3. Now if you're asked to solve an equation using a graph, you're looking for an intersection. You're either looking for an intersection between two lines like here, or often where it meets the x-axis. So another thing to look out for. Well, I hope that was clear on transformations. Thank you very much.